get to your
By the way,
picks.
let me ask you this real quick, Mike. What do we think? We talked about the punishment for the Fantasy Football League of being a music video that we have to make. What if it was something else, like for 48 hours straight you have to get nonstop texts from the fans that you have to answer?
We could do that.
That'd be crazy.
You should think about that.
That'd be
48
crazy.
hours of me having to answer questions.
What if someone who's not part of UCSS loses, though?
So what? Tough.
They got their phone number out there. That's what you get for hanging out with us.
Right. That's
Everybody on Tyvis' chat got banned for PlayStation for one guy.
That is
All right,
pathetic.
we'll talk about it. All right, we're going to do our playoff picks, Super Bowl picks, and awards for the season picks. And we're going to go person by person for playoffs and then Super Bowl. Then we'll do our awards. And Tyvis, you are kicking us off today. You want to go over your AFC playoff picks?
Sure. Let me see. I got to see who I picked. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, I don't know if anybody would really argue this. Those are literally the best 17. Jacksonville's in a terrible division. A lot of people are out on the Chargers this year, but I know they did obviously gut their whole coaching staff instead of the head coach.
I mean, the AFC is deep. You can make a case for Baltimore. You can.
Yeah,
Some people making a case for Pittsburgh. You can make a case for.
But I like
Miami.
I wanted to throw Pittsburgh in there. Miami don't got Jalen Ramsey, and even though I'm not really high on him, he still is a playmaker. So, but
Who do you hate more, Jalen Ramsey or Russell Wilson?
Neither. I don't hate neither one of them. I hate neither one of them. But when I look at the Chargers, it was between Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and the Chargers.
Yeah.
And the reason I went with them is because they have pieces on defense that I like, you know, with Joey Bosa being really good, go Bucks. And I think J.C. Jackson gets back to who he was when he was with New England. You pair him with Asante Samuel Jr., Derwin James is at safety. So I think they got better playmakers on defense. And I think the offense, obviously, Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, you got Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and then they just drafted the kid from TCU. So I just like what they have there. And I think that that's going to gel quicker than what the Ravens try to do. And I don't like the Ravens D-line. I know they got Jadeveon Clowney, but I don't like their D-line.
And their best corner is hurt to start the season.
Exactly, so I'm out on them.
By the way, like the Browns, if the Chargers don't make the playoffs, their coach is gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he probably should have been gone
He should have been gone already.
after they choked that playoff game.
But Pittsburgh is a threat. But I just didn't want to put three of the same conference on, even though it could happen.
All right, G. Bush is up, or are you doing?
Now it's Tyvis NFC playoff.
Oh, back to me.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me look at it. Now, out of this one, New Orleans is going to win that division. That's why they're going to make it.
Okay.
San Francisco, I'm very high on. I like what they got with the defensive tackle position, going to get Javon Hargraves.
They got Nick Bosa.
They
Do you think he plays against Pittsburgh?
Why not?
I mean,
why not?
I hope he does.
Defensive linemen don't need the
I hope so. We play the Steelers to give him a better chance.
Yeah.
Are you a believer in Brock Purdy?
I am. I'm a believer in Kyle Shanahan's offense.
Okay.
Do you think? I think it's system.
What do you think Brock Purdy's best case scenario is? Like, who is he? Is he Derek Carr best case scenario? Like, is he Dak Prescott best case scenario? Could he be an elite quarterback?
I think he's like a Dak Prescott, but can win in the postseason.
Oh wow.
What?
That's pretty harsh.
That's not harsh.
That's
That's what it is.
Yeah.
What? He can win in the postseason.
I'll tell you this.
And Dallas, I got Dallas going. I wanted to put the Giants. I was this close from putting the Giants.
He's Jeff Garcia.
Jeff Garcia.
I mean, that's not bad. That's not a bad career.
A lot of picks to get to.
If Brock Purdy, if Brock Purdy is Jeff Garcia or Dak Prescott, they're the best team in football.
Garcia.
I mean, it's that simple. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And Tyvis, you ready for your Super Bowl pick?
Yeah, let me see it. That's it right there.
Niners over the Jets.
That's what it is, man. That's
wow,
what it is.
Jets in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think that I'm really drinking that Kool-Aid because Aaron Rodgers he do make a difference. And I sat back and I thought about it, and they really made some really good key offseason moves just by getting him, having Lazard come over, still having Garrett Wilson. I think McCole Hardman is still that nice speedy
brought
guy.
this guy Randall Cobb there too.
Oh yeah,
but he's like just another guy he's comfortable with.
Yeah. But and their defense has always been really good. They were just a quarterback away. Plus, I got a lot of respect for Robert Saleh, him being my former defensive coordinator. I know the type of coach that he is, so I kind of believe that they will go to the Super Bowl this year.
I was like, Rodgers wasn't as good last year, but Tom Brady just said, like, when he went to Tampa Bay, he got a boost. From
I mean, you always do.
It feels like Rodgers might get the same thing.
He actually comes off a lot better when they do Hard Knocks.
Yeah, I still think he's a tool job, but he's a great player.
He's less of a tool than I thought.
Okay.
G. Bush, you're up next with your AFC picks. G. Bush's 7 playoff teams are, Steve?
This is fresh on my mind.
Ooh.
This is
No
it.
Chargers got the Ravens.
Yeah, no, I got the Ravens in here. The reason I like Zay Flowers. I think Odell Beckham Jr. is in that range of 700 to 900. I think he's going to have some touchdowns, though. I think he's a guy that they're going to throw the ball to in the red zone. I think he may have about 10 touchdowns this year. I'm high on them. I don't really like their D-line. However, I will say, they still have, what's the name? What's his name? Just got linebackers.
Roquan Smith.
Yes, Roquan Smith. Like him. Like what they got in the secondary and safety. Listen, they'll manufacture pressure. The Ravens.
You got to at least. We just watch what happened when you don't have a D line.
Yeah. I didn't say that they was going to be the best team in the AFC. I just said they're going to be at the playoffs. I mean, Lamar Jackson, they got the running game. J.K. Dobbins is back. I think they sneak in as a wild card. I got them at
7 seed.
Yeah, I sneak in as a wild card. I got the Jets.
They got a great coach. You can't completely write the Ravens off.
Yeah, I mean,
like we did with the Steelers.
Yeah.
I think we all like Lamar a lot better than Kenny Pickett.
And I think
you're writing them off.
And Lamar Jackson plays his best football in September.
And you wonder, I'm just speculating, there was a lot of rumblings that maybe his contract played a role in why he didn't play so much last year. And now that contract's done.
They've gotten better. Mark Andrews is one of the best.
They have put better talent around.
They've got better offensive weapons.
Ravens are a year away. Okay.
We'll see.
I think it's going to be interesting to see if he can adjust to the new system offensively.
Give me my list.
All right. NFC, Mikey.
So that was the biggest one for me. Let's get to the NFC.
You got the exact same as Tyvis, I think.
No, he got the Giants.
No Lions for me.
Oh, Lions out.
I got the Giants. I actually like what the Giants have done.
I do
I
too.
think you know what I'm saying.
Mikey McNuggets love to hear.
Jalen Hyatt is a guy that they're gonna throw the ball downfield to. Saquon Barkley. I like what they've done with that. They got a decent defensive line. Hey, Kayvon Thibodeau, you need to step your game up. You need to step your game up. I need 10, 11 sacks from you, bro. You out there looking like a Thundercat. You need to be doing something, Panthro.
It's all
Get
about
yourself together.
Do you believe in Danny Dimes?
Well, I took him to the fantasy league, so now I'm rooting for him.
I mean, he's a sneaky fantasy guy, too. Yeah. But look, I mean, he's not that bad.
He was a steal by me in the
He's not that bad, though, Tyvis. I mean, he can run a little bit. If he doesn't turn the football over, I think they're going to be able to score some points. They're in the middle of the pack. Here's the question is, the Vikings could be really good, or they could be trash. I don't know if Mattson is going to take over.
I feel the same way.
They could be very good or be terrible. Yeah. And I don't know what to feel about it because I think they gave Dalvin Cook, by Dalvin Tomlinson, even though defense wasn't that good. You lose Zadarius Smith. I'm like, man, these guys is giving up a lot.
They got Brian Flores.
By the way, is Daniel Jones the GOAT of running white quarterbacks?
No, Steve Young is.
He's the GOAT.
Daniel Jones got some wheels.
Steve Young, Ryan Tannehill used to be a receiver.
No, but he can't run like
Ryan Tannehill at Texas A&M was running away from people.
But now he's just trash.
And the running...
No, it's Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, probably Manziel.
You guys ready for G's? Are you guys ready for G's Super Bowl pick?
Yeah, G's Super Bowl pick. Sorry, Mike.
I got the...
Sidetracked us.
I got the Browns over the Cowboys.
Oh, that's the Kool-Aid special.
No, I got my one. Hold on. I got one left. There you go, Tyvis. Put that out for me. Here we go. This is for a limited time only. Strawberry lemonade. Put the cup. Woo. Let's get it going. The Kool-Aid man says the Cleveland Browns. If you look at pound for pound, team for team, when Deshaun Watson came out this morning and said, I could be better than I am from 1920. Listen, if he's better than that.
That solidified it for you.
That solidifies it. That means I got the best running back. I got a top 3 quarterback. I got the best pass rusher. And by the way, Denzel Ward is playing. I got 3 of the best corners in secondary in the game. We got prototypical Super Bowl caliber safety that's won 2 championships. We got everything, a good offensive line. All we need is the play caller to step up. I think the Cleveland Browns this year, I told you, Cleveland, this is going to be a great year for you. They play the Dallas Cowboys, and we outlast the Cowboys 37-31. 34. They miss a field goal to tie it to go into overtime, and the Cleveland Browns storm the field, and we will be wearing all white jerseys.
By the way, even though G's heavily on the Kool-Aid right there, I will say this. I was planning about 6 weeks ago a winter vacation. My wife and my family, we have not gone on a winter vacation in a few years, really in like 4 years, all right? And I was like, let's just go all out. I want to go 9 days to Florida. I want a pool. I want everything. I just go all out.
Right.
And when we planned the trip, I said, my wife said, do you want to go the week after the Super Bowl? I said, you know what? Let's go 2 weeks after the Super Bowl in case there's a parade in Cleveland. I actually did say that.
And
Well, let's see.
And when
I
you
did
start
say that.
playing, when you start making moves
Yeah.
in your real life to go around the Super Bowl, that's how you a contender.
Now, to be fair, I did not pick the Browns to win the Super Bowl.
Let's get to your picks
But the
then,
point
Paul.
is, I think it's possible this year.
Yes.
And I would never have thought that many other years for the Browns.
He double hedged his bet because
that's
he
right.
could either pick the Bengals or the Browns.
That's right.
So-
All right,
Let's
get
see,
to it,
let's see
Mikey.
both picks. These are
By the
both
way,
AFC
we are
picks.
all wrong in our playoff picks because we've all picked basically the same teams.
Yeah.
And every year there's a bunch of teams that
Right.
change.
Yeah, agreed.
But it's hard to predict. But go ahead. I picked one crazy team in the NFC. I'll say that.
So you got the Chargers.
I got the
and-
exact same 7 teams as Tyvis in the AFC.
You're a smart man. That's
Yep.
what-
The only difference between the three of us was G had the Ravens and Tyvis and I had the Chargers.
Right.
Listen, I do think the Ravens can make. I think the Ravens will be right in the mix. I think the Dolphins will be in the mix too. But in the end, I agree with Tyvis. I think these are the 7 best teams in the AFC. I have the Bengals, Chiefs, Bills, Jags winning the divisions. I have the Browns, Chargers, and Jets as wild cards. So
And now for your NFC picks.
NFC picks. Here we go. Here's my one shocking team. You'll be
Okay.
surprised.
The
There's always
Rams.
a shocking team. The Washington Commanders.
Wow.
All right. Let me tell you what. First of all, there's only 3 good teams in the NFC. That's it.
Yeah.
Philly, San Fran, Dallas. That's it. And I hate Dallas, but they're a good football team.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. 3 teams. Tyvis, there's always a team that comes out of nowhere that you don't expect. So you can say I'm crazy if you want. All right, but I'll explain why I got the Commanders. Put that back up real quick. All right, so I got the 3 teams that are good.
They're best.
Dallas, Philly, San Fran. The rest of the NFC is hot garbage. I completely agree with what G said on Minnesota. I went back and forth on Minnesota. I'm like,
I did too.
part of me is like, people are underrating them. They were really good last year. I know they've lost a few guys, but the key guys outside of Dalvin Cook, at least on offense, are still there.
Yeah.
And Madison's a talented back. Not as talented as Cook, but he's talented. Then there's another part of me that says they got very lucky last year, won a lot of close games.
Yes, they did.
And it could all go backwards. But Kirk Cousins, in the regular season, in games that don't matter,
Is
great.
is top 5.
he's great. I wanted to pick one off-the-wall team because I'm like, most of the NFC stinks. And I thought about the Washington, and I said, I like their running game. I think their running back combo of Brian Robinson Jr. and Antonio Gibson
too.
is sneaky good.
Yeah.
I love Eric Bieniemy being the play caller. I think he's going to take some of that creativity. I love their defense. Their defense was really good,
Couple years
and
ago.
Chase Young's been hurt.
And what's their biggest question mark?
Chase Young,
No. I'm talking about
Quarterback.
with the Commanders.
Quarterback.
the court.
What can you?
I'm getting
need
to
in
it.
this? Like-
Chase Young's playing for a contract. He's going to be on the field. He's going to kick ass this year. He's going to be one of the 5 best pass rushers in the league. He was when he came into the league. He's been hurt. He's going to be healthy. The biggest concern, Sam Howell, obviously.
So how
But-
could you pick him?
Because-
You the one that come on this show.
Yes.
Quarterback is everything.
Yes, but they can't win the Super Bowl.
They ain't going to the playoffs.
The NFC is going to have 2 teams.
You know what I
that
mean?
are
NFC's a crapshoot
around
'cause
500
there's not
or
enough
worse.
Good teams. Not enough good teams.
There's not enough good teams. Every year there are teams you don't expect to make it. I think Eric Bieniemy can get Sam Howell to be beautifully mediocre.
Why-
and that'll be enough for them to win 8 or 9
Why
games.
you didn't
and
take
make
him in the
playoffs.
fantasy draft?
Well, that's
Because I don't want a mediocre guy.
Yeah, they probably not gonna throw the ball.
I actually was considering him as my 3rd quarterback, but he got taken.
Even if they had to go to Jacoby Brissett, if Jacoby played the way he played here, there,
Yeah.
they got weapons.
And they got great weapons in the
Dotson,
No, they do.
They got,
McLaurin's
Problem
the
is, McLaurin just
Yeah.
went down. What do you got? Turf toe?
Turf toe.
Yeah, but
Oh,
he's
that
right,
could
I
bring
think.
an elephant down.
If Washington gets, and I don't know that they will, but if they get mediocre quarterback play, I think there's enough talent around them that they can win 8, 9 games, and that's going to be good enough. Now,
is
before I
fair.
put my Super Bowl pick up,
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to take you behind the curtain here a little bit. And this is true. I told Mike this yesterday. Okay?
You're going back on it.
I'm not going back on anything. All right? Well, just bring it up, Mike, and then I'll explain. So I got the Bengals winning the Super Bowl and beating the 49ers, getting revenge after they lost to the Niners twice in the Super Bowl. Now, if Joe Burrow's to me, the biggest risk is Joe Burrow's calf.
This is such a bull answer, by the way.
It's not. I can tell you that I've been professional for 23 years, okay? And I've been watching football closely since I'm 5 years old.
Okay.
And I have never once in my life picked the Bengals to win the Super Bowl, ever. Okay. Not once, never. And I was convinced this year that this was going to be the year they won it. Now, the calf injury makes me nervous because it all goes – if that happens, it's all over. They won't even make the playoff. They'll win 5 games if he misses the season. But if he stays healthy the whole year, I think you got the second best quarterback. I think you arguably have the best skill position group in the league. I think you have one of the best front sevens. The corners are good. Mixon's good enough. I don't love him, but he's good enough. And their offensive line, which has been their biggest Achilles heel, I think will be decent. Not elite, but decent. They don't need an elite offensive line. They need to be solid. I think it will be. Yeah, I have some concern at safety. I think they'll get better as the year goes along. And ultimately, I think they're going to win. I almost didn't pick it because I knew fans would get mad at me.
Who was you going to pick instead? Just out of curiosity.
I was just going to pick the Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
Because I think they're going to beat the Chiefs. By the way, I do have the Browns winning a playoff game this year, beating the Bills before they ultimately lose in the playoffs. I have them upsetting the Bills in the first round.
I'm not big on the Bills.
I'm picking the Bengals. If you want to be mad at me, think I'm a homer. That's
I'm not big on the Bills this year, and I feel bad because I got Josh Allen on.
Yeah, that's why I got the Browns pulling a win in Buffalo in the first round before losing to the Chiefs in the next round.
In cold Buffalo.
Yeah.
No, that's a good
We got to get my picks. We got to get Anthony's picks. Then we'll get our awards picks.
Oh, I didn't know you guys were doing picks.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you.
Sorry. I
didn't know that. I didn't
Rapid fire. I didn't know that.
I told you on your ears 4 times. We got a lot of picks to keep.
You said we had to move, but I didn't know you and Anthony.
So we'll do my picks.
All right, let's go.
We'll do
Rapid
Anthony's,
fire.
we'll
Here
get
we
the
go.
awards. All right, I went way off base from you guys. A lot of different teams. I think the Jaguars finished first in the AFC this year, followed by the Chiefs, Bengals, Bills, your 4 division winners. I have the
You only
Browns,
have one different team.
Yeah, I'm about to
the
say.
Jets, and the Steelers until you see my NFC picks. Steve, let's go to the NFC here.
The
I have the Falcons winning the NFC South. I have the Packers winning the NFC North. I have the Seahawks and the 49ers making it from the West.
Yeah.
And only 2 teams from the NFC
Falcons
East.
are a fashionable team for people to pick in this.
I just couldn't. The Saints, I think, are the best team. I just couldn't agree with everyone picking the Saints. I think the Falcons know exactly who they are. They're going to run the ball a lot. Bijan's going to get 150 carries a game.
No, he's not.
And
no, he's not.
Be
They still got Tyler Algier ran for 1,000 yards last year.
They don't draft.
He's an overrated fantasy player. Be careful.
They don't draft him 8 overall. And my Super Bowl pick, I have the Eagles over the Bengals. I'm all in on the Jalen Hurts bandwagon this year.
Oh.
I think the Eagles team is loaded top to bottom, offense, defense. Director Steve, not picked for you, but now that I think about it, you know, if I'm going to pick your team, you could give me a little raise too, so that would help.
He's not
that was
director.
not the reason
That's
I
not
picked
director
him.
Steve.
I mean, EP Steve, excuse me. But
EP
those are my
Steve,
picks.
hasn't he had enough championships?
No, not yet.
That's
Even though it would
obnoxious.
kill me, and I hate Philadelphia, so it would pain me
Yeah.
to see them win. But I think they end up beating the Bengals in the Super Bowl. And I'm going to swing the camera over to Anthony.
Go ahead.
Ant, you want to explain your picks?
Yeah, real quick, guys.
Do you have
I
the
didn't
Broncos in?
No, I
That's
did not
terrible.
put the Broncos in. I'm not on that kind of a Kool-Aid drink. But I think the only AFC team that falls out is the Bills.
Man, that's
then
crazy, Tom.
that's my AFC picks.
Well, the Dolphins.
He's the only one that picked the Dolphins.
I wanted to. I
Man,
wanted to. I think the Dolphins is close.
I'm a little down on the Bills, but that's going too far. I think.
You think the Dolphins can't split with the Bills?
I just think I don't know. I just don't trust Tua to stay healthy.
And who about your NFC
NFC.
teams?
NFC, I went with the Eagles, 49ers, Lions, Saints, with Vikings, Seahawks, and Giants in the wild card slot. And then my Super Bowl pick.
Do we have Earl's picks?
have-
Oh, there you go. Anthony's got the same exact Super Bowl as me.
Now, if Brock Purdy isn't what we think he's going to be, I'm going with the dark horse pick, and the Lions are going to be in the Super Bowl and lose to the Bengals. I'm going
Jared
Bengals
Goff
all the way
in
this
Super
year.
Bowl. I'd much rather the Bengals play the Lions than the Niners in the Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, now
I
for
got the
award
best
picks.
game
Bull, you're
so
up first.
far.
Bull, do you want to run through your awards picks?
Yeah,
for
go
this
ahead. Bring them
upcoming
up.
Season?
Rapid fire. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I just picked a name out of a hat, basically. I mean, I'm not paying much attention to Defensive Rookie of the Year. No offense, Tyvis.
A lot of offense taken.
MVP, obviously I picked the Bengals to win the Super Bowl, so I'm taking Joe Burrow as the MVP. I got Tony Pollard, offensive player of the year.
It's a good pick.
You know, it's always the best non-quarterback. I think Tony Pollard, he's got no competition in Dallas. He's always been great splitting time with Zeke. I think he's going to have a monster year. I think he's going to have like 1,800 yards. I'm telling you.
That's what a lot of people think that, though. So when a lot of people think that, it's not going to happen.
No, you're probably right. Defensive player of the year, I got to go with Myles Garrett. I think this is the year he puts it all together.
Spoiler, we all picked Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I know. It's probably not a surprise. I think he goes from, all-pro great to Hall of Fame great this season. Although he's kind of played at a Hall of Fame level anyway, but this is like, as Deion Sanders would say, top of the Hall of Fame chart. Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm very high on this guy. Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm not a believer in any of the quarterbacks. I don't think any of them are going to have great rookie seasons. They're on bad teams. I think Anthony Richardson is going to be a great player for fantasy, but they're not going to win a lot of games. I think Jahmyr Gibbs could be like the next Marshall Faulk type of player.
He's nice.
He is really sweet. I picked Jalen Carter. There's Steve Becker's guy for Philadelphia, and I got Doug Peterson. I'm high on the Jaguars, too. I got him as because the coach of the year goes to – it wasn't a great choice.
Did he win last year?
No, Dayball won it last year.
Oh, okay.
Usually it goes to the most surprised playoff team. But I couldn't pick – to me, the most surprised playoff team I was picking was Ron Rivera. But, I got them in the playoffs at, 9 and 8.
He might get fired.
I think nationally the most surprised playoff team would be the Browns.
Because a lot of people out on them.
There's plenty. By the way, I've seen plenty of national people picking the Browns.
They done flipped on them. Look, our boys been flipped. We've been doing these exposés on people.
Yeah, that's right.
Tyvis, you're up next.
Change. You get more information.
Yep.
Who's up next?
Tyvis is up next.
Tyvis.
Let me see it, because I think I got Joe Burrow winning MVP as well. Jay Jettis, Offensive Player of the Year, because they going to just feed Jay Jettis. Myles Garrett's going to go crazy. Bijan Robinson is going to be the Falcons' offense. Jalen Carter is a beast in that middle. I think he actually is going to, with everybody that's around him, that's kind of kills a lot of things, but I think he actually is going to get a lot of TFLs and get some sacks from just being in the middle of that defense. And I forgot that Brian Daboll won it last year, but ain't nobody say you couldn't win it back-to-back, because a lot of people are out on them this year, so he going to go he might mess around and win the division. No, he ain't going to do that, but he going to be second in the division, and they just might make the playoffs again.
Yeah. All right.
G. Bush is up next. G?
Man,
Sean Watson MVP?
Nope.
No, you can't.
Patrick Mahomes. Stop playing around. He gonna throw the ball a lot everywhere. Offensive Player of the Year. I think Kirk Cousins is gonna throw the ball to Justin Jefferson.
Jay Jettis.
He might have 1,800, but I don't understand why he's really good. He's really not that fast. He's really not that big. He's a good
route runner.
He don't really jump that high.
Don't he go to the route guy, route king?
I ain't seen that episode yet. Let me I need to check that. I need to catch up on.
By the way, Will Anderson Jr. is the favorite in Vegas.
Will Anderson definitely. I like him.
Robert Saleh's a good choice.
That's a great choice.
Saleh, I think he's about to really get his money off this year. And Bijan Robinson, I think they're gonna try to use that two-headed storm thing, two-headed monster, and then they're gonna be like, hold on, just get a ball to Bijan Robinson, and we're gonna give you more. And we've said his name too much. We've said it how when they used to say Kyle Pitts was supposed to be just be a month, and for the last 3 years we just keep waiting on Kyle. Bijan Robinson is that. If he gets anywhere close to 700-800 yards with 400 yards catching on screen passes, we're gonna have he's just it. Watch out.
All right, McNuggets, your
all right, I'm up. I told you I was
high. You got Trevor Lawrence winning the MVP.
I do. I think the Jaguars go 13-4 this year. Their schedule is they play 6 games against the AFC South.
Yeah.
They also play the NFC South. That's 10 winnable games. 3 of their 4 hardest games this season. They have the Chiefs at home. They have Buffalo in London, essentially a home game for the Jags. Then they play San Francisco at home. Their hardest road game this year is right here in Cleveland. They have second year with Peterson. I don't count his rookie year, so I'm looking at Lawrence take the second-year jump. Last year was his rookie year, even better. Plus Calvin Ridley, give me Trevor Lawrence to win MVP. I like Christian McCaffrey as Offensive Player of the Year. I'm right with you guys on Myles Garrett for Defensive Player of the Year. Give me Jordan Addison, the rookie receiver for the Vikings, as the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Someone has to get some of the targets in isolation, one-on-one coverage as teams shade their coverage. They have Hawkinson, but on the outside at least, the second guy. Last year, Osborne, I forget his first name.
He's still there, KJ.
KJ Osborne, he had a pretty good season. If that was a rookie, he'd be in contention for Rookie of the Year. So I think he put up similar numbers.
Yep.
I like, for Defensive Rookie of the Year, Steve, I appreciate you taking that down before I was finished reading. But I believe I picked Will Anderson Jr.
Damn.
Just because Jalen, you guys
went
all
too
picked
slow, Mike. Don't blame Steve.
You guys all picked Jalen Carter, so I went a little against the grain with both Will Anderson Jr. and Doug Peterson is my pick for Coach of the Year.
Well,
If the
he
Jags are
took Will
going 13-4, then he's going to win Coach
Jay
of the Year.
Jettis.
Anthony, you're up.
Yeah, so I had Joe Burrow winning MVP. I'm all in on the Bengals, like I said. Jamar Chase is winning Offensive Player. I have Joey Bosa winning Defensive Player.
Go Bucks.
I've got Smith and Jigba winning Rookie of the Year.
Go
and
Bucks.
Witherspoon winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. And then Coach of the Year, I've got Dan Campbell because I'm kind of high on the Lions this
Good
year.
pick.
I like Smith and Jigba. The problem is, though, he's their third receiver.
And he got a hamstring.
No,
A hand.
wrist.
A
He
hand.
doesn't have
And they're a
hamstring.
run-first
A
team.
hand. Sorry.
Go Bucks.
And you got 3 other receivers.
Right, he's third behind Metcalf and Lockett.
And they run Kenneth Walker a lot.
What do you mean? They run
And they
11.
just drafted Zach Charbonnet.
They an
whatever
11
his name is.
personnel team.
What's that?
It's 11 personnel teams, 3 receivers on the field.
But they haven't been a running team?
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Might not be getting
I think Jackson Smith and Jigba replaces Lockett. I think Lockett's gone at the end of this year.
Oh, of course.
Go ahead, Mikey.